So, you might be new. It's an absolute wormhole to get to know which chapter you might like, or want to start sinking unthinkable amounts of time and money into. This video is designed to get you up to speed on the most popular chapters, with brief examples of why they're famous and what you ought to know before you start sinking your time into them. Me? I swear by Blood Angels. This only happened because I wanted to paint World Eaters, so I bought red paint for my Space Marines. While painting them, I learnt about the lore and thought these dudes are fucking sick. They're my guys. If you don't want to know the background info, you can skip this, jump straight into the chapters. This information really had me confused, so here's the background. Long ago, during the Emperor's Great Crusade, humanity was scattered across the stars, and the Emperor needed warriors. Genetically enhanced super warriors, you know, right? To reunite them. Enter the Legion Astartes. 20 legions of Space Marines, each led by a Primarch, the Emperor's gene-forged sons. These legions were unmatched in their might, conquering worlds and uniting humanity under the Emperor's rule. But the dream was shattered during the Horus Heresy, a galaxy-wide civil war where half the legions, led by the Emperor's favourite son, Horus, rebelled. Good starting point for you guys in the lore. Brother turned on brother, and the entire legions were torn apart in the carnage. After the Emperor's victory, Horus was defeated. It became clear that no single individual should wield that kind of power. You know, like 100,000 fucking genetically enhanced super soldiers. So after the Horus Heresy, the Imperium was left in ruins, and the once almighty legions had been severely damaged. To prevent similar catastrophes from ever happening again, Papa Gilliman, the Primarch of the Ultramarines, you know, those blue guys, penned the Codex Astartes, a new doctrine that would forever reshape the Space Marines. The most critical change, basically splitting those legions into smaller, more manageable forces, known as chapters. Black Templars are a successor chapter of the Imperial Fists that we get to know in 30k. Thus, this was called the Second Founding, the birth of the chapters. The surviving legions split now into 1,000 Marines, decentralize the power to prevent another heresy occurring. These chapters now roam the galaxy, serving the Emperor in their own ways, following different philosophies, strategies. It's actually really cool when you start to learn about their Primarchs or their captains and how they've learnt from them. Real quickly, to become a Space Marine, it all starts with a recruitment. Young men from brutal war-torn worlds are often chosen for their strength and resilience, usually between 12 to 16. They undergo physical and mental training, push through to their limits, hypno-indoctrination implants, combat techniques, loyalty to the Emperor, all drilled into their mind. The real transformation happens with the implantation of gene seed organs. Over time, 19 specific organs radically alter the recruit's body, from secondary hearts to multi-lungs, basically fucking indestructible soldiers with all sorts of body parts, making them bigger, better, stronger. At last, they become a battle brother. There's a bit more to it, but we'll just jump into it now. The Ultramarines. The Ultramarines are often considered the poster boys of Warhammer 40k. You know, those blue guys that are all over all the marketing material. The epitome of order and discipline and loyalty to the Emperor. The history starts with their Primarch, Rabute Gilliman, who was instrumental in restructuring the Imperium with the Codex Astartes after the Horus Heresy. The Ultramarines' homeworld is McCrag, sorry I've pronounced it a million times wrong, a model of Imperial order. Notable heroes include Marnius Calgar, their chapter master, Catus Sicarius, known for his bravery. They wear blue armor with gold accents and are renowned for their tactical versatility. Their biggest claim to fame was Gilliman's resurrection during the Gathering Storm, where he now serves as the de facto ruler of the Imperium in the Emperor's name. The Ultramarines appeal to players who enjoy a balanced playstyle and embody the ideals of the Imperium. Their adherence to the Codex makes them perfect for players who love structure, order, and discipline. 2. The Blood Angels. Blood Angels are warriors with a tragic backstory. Their Primarch Sanguinius, perhaps the most noble of Primarchs, was known for his beauty and his grace, but also a tragic end during the Horus Heresy, where he was slain by Horus himself. The Blood Angels suffer from the Red Thirst and the Black Rage. Get to fucking know those because those are cool. Genetic flaws that drive them to madness, causing them to experience Sanguinius' death over and over again. Their armor is blood red, symbolizing their nature as both artists and warriors. They're known for their elite jump infantry, close combat prowess, and death company units. Blood Angels excel at fast, aggressive melee combat. Their saga is one of honor and tragedy, as they constantly struggle against a genetic curse. If you like a chapter that's both noble and teetering on the edge of madness. 3. Space Wolves. If you want a chapter that plays by its own rules, the Space Wolves might be for you. Their Primarch, Leman Russ, a fierce, wolfish leader who led his sons with a sense of honor and independence, often rejecting the structures of the Codex Astartes. The Space Wolves are inspired by Norse mythology, operating more like a pack of wolves than a rigid military unit. They wear grey armor and often adorned with wolf pelts, and are famous for their close combat brutality. They prefer close-up combat, ripping through enemies with chain axes and claws. The Space Marines' homeworld is Fenris, a harsh ice world that produces some of the toughest warriors in the Imperium. Their independent streak and ferocity in combat makes them ideal for players who enjoy a wild, untamed feel. 4. The Dark Angels. The Dark Angels are mysterious and full of secrets. They wear dark green armor, and their greatest burden is the fall of their brethren, the Fallen, who turned traitors during the Horus Heresy. Led by Lionel Johnson, the chapter is obsessed with hunting down traitors and keeping their dark past a secret from the rest of the Imperium. They're highly secretive, even among other Space Marine chapters. They specialize in precision, strikes with ranged power, the Deathwing, the Terminator Elite, and the Raven Wing. Their fast attack bikes and aircraft are some of the most feared in the galaxy. Choose Dark Angels if you like the idea of a chapter with hidden history and a dark, grim vibe full of redemption and secret wars. The Imperial Fists. The Imperial Fists are the Imperium's finest siege experts, led by their Primarch, Rogel Dawn. They're best known for their defense of the Imperial Palace during the Siege of Terra. Their armor is bright yellow, which is a symbol of their defiance as it is for their practical combat. Their combat specialty is defensive warfare, excelling in fortifications and holding the line against impossible odds. They are known for their stubbornness, and their combat doctrine reflects this. The Imperial Fist's greatest heroes is their Primarch Dawn himself, whose sacrifice and iron will continue to inspire the chapter. Players who enjoy playing the indomitable defender in battle will resonate to the Imperial Fists. 6. The Black Templars. The Black Templars are constantly at war. Their story begins with Sigismund, greatest warrior of the Imperial Fists, who founded the chapter after the second founding. The Black Templars have taken the Emperor's Crusade to heart and have never stopped waging their holy war. They wear black armor with white tabards and carry large swords into battle. They are known for their zealous devotion to the Emperor and their hatred of witches and psykers. Unlike other chapters, Black Templars often form massive crusades, numbering in the thousands. They appeal to players who love the idea of eternal holy war and have no time for complicated politics, just purging heretics. 7. The Iron Hands. The Iron Hands chapters is all about cold logic and mechanical perfection. Their Primarch Ferrus Manus was obsessed with machinery and believed that flesh is weak, a belief that continues in the chapter today. Iron Hands warriors replaced their weak flesh with bionics and mechanical parts, making them some of the most technologically advanced Space Marines. Their armor, black with silver accents, representing the chapter's ironclad resolve. They specialize in heavy support and often fielding tanks and dreadnoughts. The tragic death of Ferrus Manus at the hands of Fulgrim during the Horus Heresy has only fueled their hate for weakness and their drive for cold, logical warfare. If you're drawn to the idea of mechanical perfection, Iron Hands are for you. I think this is everyone's favourite, Salamanders. Salamanders are one of the most compassionate and humanitarian chapters. Their Primarch Vulcan believes in the protection of civilians as much as the destruction of enemies. Hailing from the volcanic world of Nocturne, they wear deep green armour and are known for their mastery of flame-based weaponry. Their most noble trait is their compassion, which sets them apart from others, the other, more cold-blooded chapters. Salamanders are also skilled artisans, crafting their own weapons and armour to the highest standard. Their relationship with fire is symbolic, both literally and metaphorically, as they burn their enemies but protect the weak. Choose them if you want to fight with fire, as well as be a protector against humanity. 9. The Raven Guard. Specializing in stealth and Corvus Corax is a figure shrouded in mystery, preferring to strike from the shadows and disappearing before the enemy can react. Their armor is black, mirroring their stealth nature. Raven Guard tactics revolve around hit-and-run strategies, and they excel at infiltrating enemy lines. One of their most tragic moments was the drop site massacre. The Raven Guard are the masters of ambush and surprise attacks. Their Primarch, but they were nearly wiped out. Since then, they've adapted and relying on small elite strike forces. Players who love playing with precision, stealth, and staying one step ahead will enjoy playing the Raven Guard. 10. The White Guards. The White Guards are fast, nomadic warriors who favour speed over strength. Led by their Primarch Jagatai Khan, they're inspired by Mongol hordes, riding in a battle on bikes and swiftly striking. Their armor is white with red markings, and they specialize in fast attack units. Their hit-and-run tactics and masters of mobility make them unique characters. A more famous moment in their history is when Khan chased the Dark Eldar into the webway. Disappearing into the labyrinth dimension, White Scars are perfect for players who want to feel like mortaring warriors, striking fast and retreating before the enemy can respond.